MASI is a brand that began in Italy in the late 1930s, 1940s with Faliero Masi, and Faliero was known as the tailor because of his very meticulous style of building bikes and how they were made to fit each rider. Riders like Eddie Merckx, Jacques Anquetil, some of the best riders in decades in history in cycling rode on Masis, although they said different things on them. For example, Eddie Merckx raced for Molteni, and all of his bikes said Molteni or said De Rosa, but they were made by Faliero Masi.
Stop. All right.
And Faliero Masi brought the Masi family to the U.S. in the late 60s, early 70s, and worked with some of the greatest frame builders who were ever in the U.S. as well, guys like Bayless, Eisentraut, and then Dave Moulton from the U.K. Some very, very famous names in cycling history, again, worked at Masi USA. And it was during this time that Masi hit sort of its renaissance and truly grew in global popularity. It was already a very prestigious brand, but it was at that time that it really moved on to that next level with bikes like the Grand Criterium, as well as the 3B, which was at the time a groundbreaking technology in steel frame production, where it was oversized thin wall steel with internal lugs. And at that time, nothing like that had ever been done. We've tried very hard with the modern Masi, if you will, the second generation of Masi, to do everything we can to carry on the tradition of the brand and to create bikes that look like modern classics and ride like them as well. Our corporate tagline is, it's all about the ride, because if it doesn't have a certain ride characteristic based off of the intended use, then we won't do it. It really is that important to us.
So, when you're choosing a bike, what should they look into?
Fit and how it feels when you ride. Obviously, I'd like to see everybody in this room riding on a Masi at some point, but the main thing for any bike, whether it's ours or somebody else's, is that it should feel good to you when you're on it. You should never compromise how the bike feels when you're on it for what it looks like or what the component spec is, because if the bike doesn't feel good when you ride it, you're not going to ride it, and then you're just wasting the money. But it should always be based upon the fit and how it overall feels. If it feels twitchy in a turn, then you're not going to enjoy riding it. If it feels sluggish, then you're not going to enjoy riding it. So it should be something that inspires you to want to ride. Certainly. The reason we do the construction that we do is because it accomplishes a couple different things and does it in a way that keeps the cost down, so you have an affordable race bike. The front end of the frame is done in monocoque, so it's a one-piece mold for this front section. And that gives you a structure that is more rigid and is more lightweight. The plus side to monocoque construction is that you can come up with really cool shapes as well as design features in for rigidity or flex. But the downside to a monocoque construction is that you can't really control that well what goes on inside the mold as the piece gets bigger. So when you do a full frame in monocoque, yeah, you can make it super lightweight and very rigid, but you have places in the frame where you don't know where the resin or the carbon is going. Do you want to say that before we go on?
他说这个方法其实比较便宜，这样子的车才让大家都买得起。如果你每一只都用接的话，比较贵。就像那个 Conago 的做法，每一只都用拉。这个做法，第一个它的车架轻，制造的成本低一点，但是它的硬度跟那个都还蛮不错。然后再来就是，如果我们这个部分还要考虑到要接上那个坐管跟后下刹跟这个部分，所以只做那边是一体成型。
And then we take that rigid lightweight structure in the front and we bond it to the rest of the frame. So this is one piece, this is one piece, and this is one piece that are then bonded together through these lugs. And what you get from that is, for example, the frame that I ride, the 61 centimeter frame, and I'm 200 plus pounds and a track sprinter. The frame that I ride needs to be significantly stiffer than the frame Jackie would ride. So if you put the seat stays and chain stays from my 61 centimeter on her frame, it would be very uncomfortable for her to ride.
Alright, stop there. 他说，因为我们现在接3个，因为它本身200多磅，也是100多公斤。可是他说，以我的 size， 其他61公分的车，我会觉得那个很硬，太硬。但是问题是， 像这样子的做法，可以适应他这种大个的，也可以适应我这种身材比较小。All right, go ahead.
So by using modular construction for the back of the frame, we're able to fine-tune the ride characteristic a lot better than you can with a single monocoque construction. It's possible to do it with monocoque construction, and people do it very effectively. Giant is very good as an example of that. But the cost of that production method is very, very high. By doing it this way, we're able to keep that cost down, provide the same level of ride characteristic without increasing the cost.
So are you saying that Giant make it whole single?
It's all a single piece.
他说像捷安特他们全部做一体成型，完全不用蜡个，那个很贵，工法用那种做法比较贵，但是弹性没有那么好。可是如果用这种一体成型的前餐角，加上后面的3个是用接的话，它的这个车架的 size 可以做很多不同，然后成本也比较低，这样也不会羊毛出在羊身上。所以他如果用比较贵的工跟用比较贵的料，他当然要收你比较多的钱。所以为了要在这个取一个中间值，所以选这个做法。
And the thing that another element to that construction process is that it goes back to exactly how we as bike companies built bikes 20, 30, 50 years ago, where each tube is selected for each placement on the frame, again, sculpted to each rider. Again, with Faliero being called the tailor for how specific he was with his construction process for each rider, that's a similar philosophy to what we do with our carbon bikes.
这个做法另外一个就是遵循 MASI 以前的做法 ，MASI 就是用接管式，它的内接管是最有名。那这个做法其实跟它的概念很像，你可以选择适合每一个人的管材，然后把它接起来，就跟裁缝师一样，帮你量身定。